Okay, so we are back here. I went ahead and I made, cleaned my thing again. Hopefully that will work out. Much better. Okay, so there you go for the carbs on that, 38 grams of carbs. Like I said, you can always half that amount too, so that you're still feeling like you're getting that pasta in there. For me personally, I make my own tomato sauce, or red sauce as you would call it, which all I do is tomato sauce, Hunt's tomato sauce, and then spice it with garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And that is what I do. That saves me a lot on some of these things here, which can be very high in sugars and sodium. So that is what I personally do. When I do have white sauce pasta, I like to go for this guy because the calories are pretty good on it. You just have to be careful with your serving sizes. So see, all that's for a 1/4 cup serving size. So once again, then you're just not gonna have tons and tons of sauce on your pasta, and that helps to save on the calories as well. Okay, when it comes to coffee creamer, I'm sure I'm gonna hear some smack about this, but I don't really care. I do the regular full fat coffee creamer, and the reason that I do the regular full fat coffee creamer is because they're all full of chemicals anyways. No, I'm just kidding. But these ones, the Natural Bliss that have like 3 ingredients in them, they're okay. I've had them, but they just don't fulfill me, so I feel like I have to put more in it. So what I have actually done to make a cup of coffee now is I do fat-free milk, stevia, and then 1 tablespoon of the full fat creamer, and that really helps to lower my calories down compared to doing 3 to 4 tablespoons of coffee creamer prior to using the fat-free milk. I'm one of those crazy visual people that likes to see light brown in my coffee, and so by putting that fat-free milk in, that really helps. All right, eggs are good. You can use any eggs. I technically prefer the brown eggs unless you have access to somebody who can get you real eggs, you know, right from the chicken, which luckily my husband does at work. So we will get eggs from him. If he's having problems or he can't get them to us, then that is the brown eggs that I go for. And you can see $2.98 once again is not absolutely horrible. I just like the taste of them better when I boil them. I have done egg whites in the past. I don't really care for the brand. Does it make a difference? So for turkey bacon, I do the Jenny O turkey bacon. And I will do 2 slices of turkey bacon, and you can see the calories on that. Okay. Compared to, let's do some regular bacon. Okay, just the Great Value original bacon, and look at the calorie, the fat on that. So once again, regular bacon is not bad, but because I'm trying to watch I want to eat as much food as I possibly can for the macros that have been allotted to me. So that's one way to cut down. Let's see. Okay, salmon is a really good lean protein that you guys can use in your diets or in your meals. And it really helps to give you some just variety of just eating chicken and steak all the time. So, as promised, we are going to the chicken area because that's what we came for. Of course, if there's meat on sale, I do get it here. I tend to not buy my beef here. I like to get it more at Sam's Club or Sprouts, just because it can be pricey here, but that is one way to do it. I do this, so I will do the extra lean, or at least this 93 lean 7% fat ground turkey with my spaghetti when I'm making burgers. Basically, we really don't have ground beef at all in our house unless we're having people over that don't know how to, that have never had turkey before, but we'll make tacos and everything. So these are the 2 that I've done. This tub is pretty good price-wise. These can be expensive, so when I find them on sale, Target, Smith's here, I tend to buy them out. We have a big freezer in the back that I put everything in, and that can really save you some money too, is if you have a freezer, you buy everything when it's on sale, and then you can save some money. So these are the chicken breasts that I like to get. Once again, I typically get them from Sprouts. They were not on a good sale, so at Sprouts it was like 3 breasts for about $11. That's too pricey for us, so I will get one of these packs today. So what I do is I tend to make 3 breasts in that crock pot chicken video that I showed you before, and then the other 3 I will make for like that dinner. So you may say, oh my god, $11 is very expensive. When is the last time you went out to dinner? Any meal usually is about $8 to $12 nowadays, even going to McDonald's and stuff like that. And this I will make with the 3 breasts in my crock pot. That gives me at least 4 meals. Then the 3 breasts that I save for home, that gives me at least that 1 meal for me, my husband, and 1 daughter. My other 2 kids don't eat chicken because they're crazy. I'm just kidding. But so $11 for about 5 meals, when you break it down, is not that bad. So that's kind of how we do it. That's even a bigger pack. Of course, you can go to the lower ones that are like about $9. Now, we don't talk about pork very much because people tend to shy away from pork. It can be a little bit fatty, but what I tend to do is get kind of these boneless chops. Those can be really good, or actually at Smith's sometimes, and this is what I have in my freezer. See this big old lug here? At Smith's, they have them in like roasts. There was like 5 of them in there for like $6. They were on sale one time. It was insane. And so I just took out each roast, froze one, and then now I will put 1 roast in the crock pot, or I'll defrost it and cut it up and make, you know, just like pork loin kind of cut up type of thing. I try and cut up as much of the fat as I can, so that can really help save you some calories there too. Okay, so another way to do this is, so in the winter time when things are not in season, but you still want to put some fruit in your yogurt. This is one way that I do it. I don't specifically like the strawberries this way because they tend to bunch up a lot, but I will do my blueberries that way. Another area that I wanted to show you guys that I think is highly important is your frozen vegetables. So what I like to do is I get this teriyaki stir fry because I like all the stuff that it has in it. I am not an onion person. Oh, that's not the fry. That's not the one. Oriental stir fry. That's where we're going. The Oriental stir fry. So you can see what's in it. This is what I put in my crock pot, or I'll make on the side. I throw out the teriyaki sauce itself, and I just use the vegetables. The teriyaki sauce is not bad for you. I just don't like the taste that it gives. I just wanted the vegetables, and that's for $5.98. That lasts me a good while. So that's one way to do it too. And oh, I wanted to show you this. So you can still enjoy ice cream, okay, from occasion to occasion. This is my newest love is Halo Top. Oh yeah, candy bar, ice cream. Tastes just like you're eating a Milky Way. It's so great. But I wanted to show you. So a half a cup, you still have to be wary of your serving sizes, but a half a cup will give you some decent calories compared to, let's pull up a Blue Bunny. And I think I made a video about this last weekend for birthday parties. So, you know, look at the calorie difference. The serving size is still half a cup. So that we cut it in half, and it's enjoyable, and it's still very, very tasty. So that's one way you can do that. Another thing that I just recently tried that I really thought was amazing was this mashed cauliflower, cheddar, and bacon. So yes, you can have potatoes. I have potatoes all the time. You guys have seen my videos on potatoes. But on my lower carb days, if you're trying to be a little bit smarter with that, look at the calories on this. Yes, 6 grams of fat because you're doing the cheddar and the bacon. There are non-cheddar and bacon ones, which I have not tried yet. But only 6 carbs for about half a cup. And you're like, oh, that's not that much. Serve it out. Half a cup is actually not terrible. So that's something that you can try to kind of cut back on your on your calories, a little bit on your carbs, especially if you are on a low carb plan or low carb day. Remember, we've talked before about not going full keto, but just low carb is good all in general. Let's see if I find anything else down here. Those are mostly things that I get for the kids. Another good thing if you want to just get a little bit of some chocolate in your body and you need it is like these no sugar added original fudge pops. Those can really just kind of satisfy that sweet tooth, and it's, I don't know why they put 2 pops there, who's gonna eat 2 pops, but 1 pop would be 1 gram of fat, 9 carbs, and then 1.5 protein. So not terrible if you just really feel like you wanted some chocolate and something cold now in the hot weather. These other fruit juice bars are fantastic too. I've tried a couple of them. Once again, it's in moderation. You know, should you have 5 of them a day? No, absolutely not. But 1 a day every few days, it's not going to kill you and it stays within your plan. That's living life. That's what you should do. Okay, so bread is our next area, and I'm sure all of you have heard, oh my God, you gotta stop eating bread completely because it'll kill you when you are trying to lose weight. No, that's not true at all. But you should be wary of what you're doing. So, the thing I like to use the most are these yummy goodnesses. Oh, they're so yummy. So you can kind of see it's like a real thin tortilla, if you want to call it that. And the calories and carbs on it are pretty good. And so I will make a wrap out of that, put chicken in it. I'll put my measured out peanut butter. These flat outs are also very good. Same kind of concept, real thin, half the calories of, say, bread. And they really just kind of help satisfy that want for breadiness, but then also just give you something to wrap around. If you do feel like you have to have bread, whole wheat's the way to go, because that is very good for you. I'm trying to see if I can find our, here we go, sandwich thins. Okay, so you can do bread, and Gabe has these on his plans that come out every week too, is 45 calorie bread, okay? But once again, you got to look at the serving size. So it's 45 calories for 1 piece of bread. So 2 slices to make that sandwich is going to be the 90 calories, and then is going to be the fat, the carbs, and the protein. So you saw these are pretty comparable to those wraps over there in calorie-wise, but they are offering you a little bit more because you can wrap something a little bit more in those wraps compared to in the bread. Oh, and peanut butter. So this is the peanut butter I do. I love it. It's the best thing since sliced bread. And here's the calories on this. So when I say I weigh out my peanut butter, I do 17 grams weighed out on my scale. And that gives me the 8 grams of protein, the 4 carbs, and the 3.5 grams of, I said 4 carbs and 3.5 grams of protein. So that's not a lot. 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is not a lot. But peanut butter is one of those things that you can go overboard with. So you have to be very, very careful when you have peanut butter, because although it's a good fat, too much of a good thing can still be bad for you. I personally do not do any jams. So what I like to do for a treat is I get one of those flat outs that I showed you guys, those, or the honey breads. I measure out my peanut butter, and then I put some of this honey. So once again, I measure this out. So there's that. So I do 1/3 of a tablespoon. And the reason is because I don't like that much honey and that much sweet. So I do 1/3 of a tablespoon, and I put that on, and then I put cinnamon, and I spread it all around the whole little thing after I warm it up on the grill or on the stove, and I eat it, and it's fantastic. It's the best thing ever. All right, we're gonna go down the cereal aisle, and I think we've pretty much covered everything here at the store. So some cereals that I like to do. Boom, right there, Corn Chex. These are very good to have pre or post workout because they're a fast digesting carb. There's not really much to them, and you can have a good amount, you know, and it satisfies, once again, that crunchiness that you guys may be craving if you're snack people. Like my husband, who can eat 50,000 chips in a day, because he likes the snackiness. Some of us are more sweet stuff, so we want chocolate, stuff like that. But if you're more of a chippy person, those can help. The next cereal I do are the multigrain Cheerios, because they do have a little bit of sweet to them that I find is very good. Once again, there's not much to them, and the calories are pretty decent on it too. You guys have probably seen my oatmeal videos in the morning, and so I'll take you to the oatmeals. So yes, I understand the packaged oatmeals are so much easier. I personally have not tried any of those little overnight oatmeals, but I'll show you what I do, which is the steel cut oats or the old-fashioned oats. And I used to be a person that says, I can't make oats in the morning. And when you look at it, it's 5 minutes to make oats in the morning. The steel cut oats, if you get the regular ones, not the quick ones, those take about 30 minutes. And those are the ones that I'll separate out and then just kind of reheat, because I do not have 30 minutes to waste in the morning. I do have 5 minutes I can use though in the morning. And then I also like to do the cream of wheat. Every once in a while. Let me pull that guy down. So the cream of wheat, kind of you get the same thing. You're getting some good carbs from it. It's giving you some vitamins, minerals. It's filling. I love cream of wheat. I know some people hate it, but it's one of those things that is just real tasty to me. Another thing is, if you are going to have pancakes, I like to do the sugar-free ones. I just typically go with the Great Value because it's cheaper. Remember, we're trying to save some money, and then you'll see that the carbs and stuff like that aren't too bad on it. Once again though, watching that serving size is what's really important. Most foods are not, like we say, there's not things that are completely off limit, but it is the serving size you need to be careful with. As you saw with the cereals, 1 cup of cereal gave you those fat and carb limits, not a bowl full. That's where you can get stuck, and it can really hurt your calories and really hurt your transformation, is if you're not careful with tracking. And that's why we say use MyFitnessPal, use things like that, because that is something that is absolutely crucial to making sure that you're not only not eating too much, but that you're eating enough, because you will have the same problems with holding on to fat if you don't eat enough either. I'm just showing you my favorite coffee because Gabe and his hatefulness got me stuck on that. So that is the coffee that I use. Hence why I have to use the milk and the creamer to get it down to the really tasty yumminess. Oh, I know, one more area and then we're done, I promise, which will be sugar. Sugar. So there's your regular sugar. I do not use that. I use this guy, the no granulated, no calorie stevia, made with stevia extract. So that's what I use for cooking. That's what I use for my coffee. I put that in my oats. I like my oats to be a little sweet. You've seen them with my sweet potatoes too. My sweet potatoes, I cut them and bake them, and I put stevia, and I put olive oil, cinnamon, and a little bit of vanilla extract, and that makes them a little more sweet. There is ways to do savory ones, but I don't technically do that. All right, guys, so I think that will conclude our day at the shopping center. But you can see that these prices are not that bad. It's definitely a doable thing. I have done it for the past 4 years. We have not broken our bank doing that, and most of the things I get that I can prep for the week so that you're not having to cook as much either. I'm sorry, I know I was pointing at those mug cakes, but you guys can't have that. Also, olive oil. Absolutely use olive oil, but once again, you don't gotta go crazy. You don't have to have this ones for $11, okay? I do the great value for $5.94 and it gives me the same thing. If they're on sale like this, Bertolli's on sale, I will probably get that. But these are things that you can still kind of cut costs on with sales. All right, guys, have a good day.